Thank you, Your Holiness. Now we invite Ms. Chan Siu-ping from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She will now pose the fifth question. Ms. Chan, please.
Your Holiness, my question is, how can we change the pattern of our bad habits which appear so firm? Thank you.
디 가서래. 안주섬 화장 템포를 내배 kumshi 냠바. 디 가서네.
Similar. Lari.
가.
Similar hajan tembur nevar. So in the Tibetan, there needs to be an additional particle after mind, which is not there. Therefore, it didn't make sense to His Holiness in the Tibetan. As I said earlier, someone who may be very angry, a short-tempered person, but that person can also change and become a very kind and warm-hearted person. Whereas someone who may be in the beginning very warm-hearted, kind, and so forth, can also become a bad, short-tempered person, bad-natured person as well. And so things can change. So from the point of view of religion, and particularly Buddhism, we talk about transforming our mind by reducing the causes which bring about suffering and increasing the causes which bring about happiness. From my own experience, I can tell this very clearly. So when you change your mind, transform your mind, everything becomes, appears like a positive. Whereas if you remain negative, then things around you, everything will appear negative to you. And so, to change your mind is to be done by using our mind and thinking through over and over again, but through the reasons. Next question, please.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Our next question comes from Ho Chi Minh City, from Ms. Do Ngọc Trinh. We now have last two questions. Ms. Do, please.
Good morning, Your Holiness. From Buddha teaching, I know that we should have not been needed. The advisor, what mantra should I recite at the time of near death? And what should I do to prepare for that time? Thank you, Your Holiness. I wish you good health and long life.
So that's true. Around the time of death, when you are near to death, you should not have attachment or anger. So some of my friends, when they were approaching death, they keep a Buddha image in front of them, or some of them even keep a picture of me. And while looking at the images, and they go through the process of dissolution, and so that actually leaves some positive imprint in their mind. So as Buddhists, if you are a Buddhist, then you should have a Buddha image in front of you at the time of death, so that you go through the dissolution process while watching the Buddha image and thinking of the Buddha. And then when we talk about the Buddha, the Shakyamuni Buddha, the mighty subduer, so sometimes we think of him as an historical figure, but of course it may not be so nice for me to tell you that you may keep a picture or image of me in front of you because I do practice bodhicitta on a daily basis and the vision of emptiness as well. And so Buddha maybe sometimes may seem to be far from you. So if you keep a picture of me, that would also be helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Holiness, for your precious answer. Now we move to the last question of today's teaching from Mr. Daniel Yeo from Malaysia.
Tashidele and good morning, Your Holiness. My question is, how can we practice bodhicitta and have the view of emptiness in daily life? Thank you.
Daddy,
So regarding that, as far as I'm concerned, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I reflect on bodhicitta, the spirit of enlightenment.
전주스는 기벌 기스.
So in order to fulfill the aims of oneself and others,
현대 주야의 전주선 공부를 하가 야마데.
I shall generate bodhicitta. And so there's nothing greater than meditating on bodhicitta to overcome or purify your negativities, and nothing greater to accumulate merit and wisdom greater than this bodhicitta.
주야 앞에 약수
To fulfill your own goals, the best means is bodhicitta.
도 차차샤네. 전주고 섬기 아니
And to help others, directly or indirectly, if you meditate on bodhicitta,
저는 영화를
that will bring about
랑센텐의
benefit to others directly or indirectly, and you will not have ill will towards others with bodhicitta. And so bodhicitta is an incredible factor for accumulating merit and purifying negativities and obscurations. So if you have an animal, even a kind animal, other animals come around that animal, like a dog. If a dog always barks at others, then no other dogs will come to him or her. And similarly, if you have a good heart towards all others, you will have more friends around you. And so bodhicitta is very beneficial even in this life.
지금 심 투용의 진주자네. 심 투경
So with regard to emptiness, the view of emptiness, when you check what actually disturbs your mind, your peace of mind, is this sense of an independently existing I.
아니 지
So you have a strong sense of me or myself.
숙충자
And this notion of independent self or I is countered by the view of emptiness. Even if you may be able to think about the gross or the coarse level of selflessness of a person, this will be helpful.
야 이거 가지고
So what else
다 좋으래.
is there?
다 지소. 다 전에 어디 수구디 안다
So at the end, I wanted to
심기돼야지.
do the bodhicitta ceremony.
야사기 아니 장주고 섬
So we'll go through what is known as the all-encompassing yoga mind,
다디 우문주고
so which constitutes both bodhicitta, conventional bodhicitta, and the
시순데다 뭐를 게임해 봐. 또대 시순에
ultimate bodhicitta.
또대
So as I quoted the lines from
조금은 몰라.
Madhyamaka Avatara, verse 224, 25, and 26, 224, 25.
장주고 섬 상파 구두 장주고 섬
So these two can be used for reflecting on the conventional bodhicitta.
이게 나와도 장주고 섬 이후에 즉 상황 당연데 애니고 림베기 산제가 살아야 장주고 섬 거기 손나무 소사야.
So as you reflect on them more and more, and you go travel along the path to Buddhahood, you will have the two wings of bodhicitta and the ultimate truth, so that you are able to journey through the paths of accumulation, preparation, seeing, and so forth, as referred by the Heart Sutra mantra. So as far as I'm concerned, it seems that I am approaching the second Gade, which refers to the path of preparation or application. So, though to reach the path of seeing may be difficult without a single-pointed concentration, so it's not that it is impossible to reach that if you put effort. So you do not actually talk about someone else reaching those paths, but you can actually refer to yourself as being able to tread along the path of through the path of accumulation to preparation, seeing, meditation, and then the Bodhi, which is Buddhahood. And so through this practice of bodhicitta and the realization of emptiness, I find myself on a daily basis to be peaceful. And so your compassion towards sentient beings is not lost. You do not consider others to be your enemy as per se, and so you don't lose your compassion towards sentient beings. So this is very helpful to bring about peace of mind within yourself. So verses 22, 24 and 25, and the 6th chapter says, thus illuminated by the rays of wisdom light, the Bodhisattva sees as clearly as gooseberry on his open palm that the three realms in their entirety are unborn and from their very start. And through the force of conventional truth, he journeys to cessation. So here, it shows the meditation on emptiness. So the clear light of the emptiness. And then the next verse, though his mind may rest continuously in cessation, he also generates compassion for beings bereft of protection. Advancing further, he will outshine through his wisdom, and so forth. So you should have this confidence in yourself that you will be able to cultivate these paths. And as a human being, having been born as a human being, what you should think is not to have any ill will towards others, to harm others at all. And so not just saying that I'm not going to harm anybody is not enough. So you should think about what brings about suffering. It is brought about by our karmas, which in turn are created because of unruly mind, because of these mental afflictions. And therefore, as Master Nagarjuna says, exhausting karma and mental afflictions, there is liberation. And so you should also have this confidence that it is possible to reach true cessation by eliminating the causes of suffering. And so the Buddha says, no suffering, abandon causes of suffering, and attain the true cessation and cultivate the path, true path. And then he goes on to say, there's the suffering must be overcome, but there's nothing to be overcome. The origin and the suffering must be known, but there's nothing to be known. The origin of suffering must be overcome, but there's nothing to be overcome, and so forth. So it is an advice or instruction of the Buddha for all of us. So first, meditate on bodhicitta, this altruistic spirit of enlightenment, as much as you can.
어야. 다 되네. 정주 심
So,
과도와 삼다나. 니야면
next, if you reflect on where is this person who has meditated on emptiness, who is that person? When you search for that identity of the person or the self, you will not find it, but it doesn't mean the person does not exist. It does not exist objectively from its own side. That is what appears to our mind, but it does not exist that way. Now think of emptiness of the person.
야, 다데 반찬즈
So here you are looking at me, you are seeing the Dalai Lama,
삼다나 니야천도
but if you search for my identity
찬즈 돈
within the aggregates, my body is not me. You see my body, you hear my speech, and from my talk, you get some sense of what kind of thoughts are going on in my mind. But where is the Dalai Lama? If you search for my identity, you will not be able to pinpoint anything as being me.
민대 샹섬 심도 되는 주어 때네 영어.
So in the Madhyamaka text, it is said that things are merely designated by names.
알아서 로래야 전딩네 예버지 나한테야지. 대로 quantum physics.
But do not exist objectively. So this is what you should think. In quantum physics also, they talk about nothing having an objective existence.
우메슌고 나로네. 간다.
So similarly, in the Madhyamaka
남등지보다 남가지보다
treatises, by using the different reasonings, such as the reasoning of analyzing the cause, which is the diamond splinter, the reasoning of refuting existence and non-existence, which analyzes the effect, and so forth. So there are different reasonings that are used to prove, such as the fivefold reasoning analysis, the sevenfold analysis, and so forth. So nothing whatever exists the way they appear to our mind. So have this determination that nothing whatever exists the way they appear to me at all. And so this is creating the foundation for ultimate bodhicitta. So meditate on emptiness now, please.
어야. 다 대야도 우문주부한다. 책이 주사들.
So as I quoted earlier, towards the end of this 6th chapter, thus illuminated by the rays of wisdom's light, 224, the Bodhisattva sees as clearly as gooseberry on his open palm that the three realms in their entirety are unborn from the very start, and through the force of conventional truth he journeys to cessation. Though his mind may rest continuously in his cessation, he also generates compassion for beings bereft of protection. Advancing further, he will also outshine through his wisdom all those born from the Buddha's speech and the middle Buddhas. And like a king of swans, soaring ahead of other accomplished swans with white wings of conventional ultimate truth spreads wide, propelled by the power of winds of virtue, the Bodhisattva would cruise to the excellent far shore, the oceanic qualities of the conquerors. And so, through this combination of bodhicitta and the realization of emptiness, you'll be able to journey along the path to Buddhahood and finally reach that goal, and culminating in Buddhahood. So, the auto commentary of entering the middle way is quite a long text. So we are not able to finish it this time. We have not been able to finish it this time, and we will be able to continue this teaching. And so, as a conclusion of this teaching this time, I have done the ceremony for these two bodhicittas, the conventional bodhicitta, the altruistic spirit of enlightenment, and the ultimate bodhicitta, the realization of emptiness. So I have become your guru, from whom you received this teaching on the two bodhicittas. Therefore, make this practice of these two bodhicittas your daily practice. So when you familiarize yourself with these two, over time you'll see some change in you. So for decades I have been meditating on these two, and therefore over this period of time I have seen change within myself, transforming taking place. And so all of us are same as being human beings, and therefore we have the same kind of human intelligence. And therefore, if this transformation happens to me, it will also happen to you as well. And therefore, please keep this in mind. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness, for